everyone, so hopefully I'm coming across loud and clear. So welcome to the e-commerce made easy show. I'm your host Jane Kelly, and today we're going to talk about digital products. It's something that I had coming up, but interestingly it was mentioned quite a lot on my challenge last night. So I'm just going to get rid of all the random things that keep popping up on my screen from Facebook trying to get me to do stuff. So if you're watching live, please say hi, and if you are on my challenge, aren't you lucky because you get to hear me twice in one day. So if you are in my challenge, I will be delving into obviously each of these aspects in a lot more detail, but I have some notes so I don't forget anything important. So really it's a way of, a really great idea as you start developing your e-commerce store or your website. If you haven't already, then put it in your marketing plan and start thinking about it. If you have got something up and running, then have a think about what you can offer. So when we talk about digital products, we're talking about things like an ebook, which are pretty much like a PDF, but you can also do a video course or an email sequence or anything to do with an information resource that somebody can download. There's a couple of things that you can think about in your marketing. Hi, Jan! And one of there's two ways really to work with your digital offerings, if you like. You can use some as a way of engaging with your audience and giving it as a way as a freebie. So they've read your blog or they've read an article, and if you'd like to download my ebook, hi Sharon, you can add it as a link underneath. So that's one way, but then as you start developing, as you're growing your audience, as you feel more confident in maybe if it's a new product or a new service, then you could start selling them. So I, for instance, will use an example of one of my e-guides, e-books, a small giveaway PDF, and then that's great as a freebie. But if I wanted to develop that and grow it and make it bigger, then I could add a small charge, or if it's a huge, very detailed guide, then obviously you can sell that. And as I mentioned to the ladies with me on the challenge, as you develop, you can actually publish your e-guide and turn it into a book and sell it on the Kindle even. So there's, and printed, let's just go for it. Why stop there? So two ways sort of to use them really. And I'll give you the example of mine and how I come about it, because I will be moving on. I didn't just go, oh, I'm just going to create it for the fun of it, because it took me a very, very long time. I put a lot of thought in it and I did a lot of research. And what I did was I'm on lots of women in business, mums in business, women who are starting a business, women in entrepreneurial groups. I'm in them all because I love networking and I love seeing what questions are asked. And what I kept seeing coming up again and again and again is all about which website should I go for, what type of platform, what hosting should I have, what should I call how do I get a domain name, what is a domain name, and I've got a Wix site, is that good for blogging? Or I've got this site, I've got Weebly, but I want to move over to WordPress. What is WordPress? What is the difference between WordPress.com and .org? It's not one of those questions, isn't it? I constantly answer that. And that was the thing. That's the key there. I'm constantly answering the same questions. So I therefore put a guide together for starting a website, which is really the nuts and bolts and really simple questions and really easy answers. Because again, we're all in our own little worlds with our own niches, if you like, or we're looking to develop into our own niche. And what happens, we become a bit unaware that actually other people do not understand some of the terminology, technology, and it's overwhelming for them. Hence, you need to go right back to the beginning and explain it as literally as though they've just landed, you know, from outer space, because you have to write stuff in very basic, simple terms. You know, some marketers say to write it to an 8-year-old, because that way people will understand. So, you know, bear that in mind. So I literally produced a document based on what people were asking, which leads me on to the next, is that you need to look at your audience or in groups that you're in and find out what problem you can solve with your free download or paid download if you develop it to a bigger scope. Or you might even just do something and charge, you know, $1.99. You know, there's no right or wrong, it's what you're comfortable on. Jan, I'm really looking forward to writing an ebook. Yes, Jan, and I am too. Looking forward to reading it. So you've got to survey what's out there, and then the next step is really to make sure it's good quality and to look at what other people are doing and make sure yours is different, make sure yours is more comprehensive, make sure it's easy to understand, it's appealing, it's effective. Look at how, like I said, how other people are doing it and make it different. What different angle can you have on it? You know, yes, there is the big wide world, and yes, lots of people are doing similar things, so you've got to find a bit of a gap there. You know, what are they doing that you're not doing or you can do? So yeah, that's the thing. And then you need to think about what type of digital thing you're going to do, basically what you're going to make. Is it an online course? Is it an ebook? Is it an email course, a workshop, a printable template or worksheet, or something else? So basically all of those things can be something that people can download. So when, you know, I know I said, well, how can that happen with a course? So basically, when I work with women to develop their e-commerce business, we look at how they can not only create a course where they're in it, they're vibrant, they're energetic, and they're with people on a group program maybe, or a one-to-one, but how they can actually develop something where they don't even have to be there, which would be known as an evergreen course. And some of those courses can quite simply be run over email. You know, let's not make this complicated, because what I'm all about is let's not do the overwhelm. So, or it can be quite simply a printable worksheet. It can be a mini guide, a mini book, and that's what I would suggest to get started. Just keep it simple, get familiar with it, and get started. So I will put the link to mine, okay, because I would like you to look at it from a different angle, from a marketing angle. So rather, I know that some of you might have seen it, read it, on my mailing list for it, but just have a look at it from a different perspective, as in how to do it, what I'm doing. So I designed mine in InDesign because that's what I use for intense graphic design, but I could have easily replicated that in Canva, which is free. So that's a really good resource, but you can do it in Word. Again, keep it simple. Then what you do is you save it as a PDF, really important. You need to do that because that gives you a URL link, and it's that link that you can put somewhere. So you can either pop it into an email that you send to somebody, or you can send it to somebody, even, you know, not that I would do this, but you can send it to somebody in a Facebook message if you wanted to. But again, you know, keep it simple. Just do it, not a problem. Long term, no. Short term, great. Just get your stuff out there. You can actually upload and save the template to something like Dropbox or OneDrive. So if you do have the Microsoft Office stuff, you get OneDrive free, and it's basically a cloud storage. So you can upload it, you get a link, and that link can go on anything and anywhere. It can go in your blog, it can go on your website, it can go in your Facebook page, group, wherever you like, or in an email. So that's just one way. What I do with my one, so people would access it on my website. They would, in exchange, because this is really important, that I'm asking somebody for their precious email, and in exchange I'm giving them my amazing document. And I'm then, it's all automated, I don't have to do anything, and this is just like a secondary way of doing it, which I would recommend as you start growing, and that you have a third party that captures the email. So I use ActiveCampaign, but there's MailChimp, which is free, and I will be covering these. And then what you do is my system will automatically send out a great, here you go, here it is, thank you, here's the link, email. A few days later, another little email comes out. A few days later, another little email comes out. Then a couple of days after that, I invite you to join my tips newsletter. So I've got you in my system ready to send you an email if I launch a new product or if I've got something interesting to share with you. So that's, automating your email, but it's making a fantastic use of, you're sending, if you was just to put that link on your website as a giveaway, they would just come and grab it and that would be it. You just get the hit on your website, but that's it. But why not, take it one step further? So, that's my example is a PDF mini ebook, an e-guide, a starter guide. And what it does is it invites people into your world, and that's, into my world. But meanwhile, they're getting a really, really epic document that I've spent a long time creating, but I've only had to do it once. And it's all automated. So people are coming into my world and I don't even know about it until I want to. And that's the trick. So any questions from the ladies that are watching or anybody that catches up on replay, let me know. But I thought it was a good one to go over, and it's food for thought. I don't expect you all to rush off and start developing this. I just wanted to give you some ideas. I'll put the link underneath to the e-guide and you can see the whole process. But to keep it simple, you could just start thinking of what you could do, or even more importantly, start looking around at what questions people are asking and keep it simple. Don't make it an epic if you're just giving it away. You can potentially build on that and then one day sell it. It can be quite simply just a one-page printable template. People love freebies, people love little guides, they like planners, they like forms, they like recipes, they like lists. People, who doesn't love a list? Come on. And you can just print them off, one pages. So have a think about that. So I'll leave you with that. I'll wait just a few minutes in case there are any questions, because I know that there is a delay, which is quite interesting when you tell a joke, because you think it's funny but there's no reaction. But for those that are on replay, obviously let me know if there's any questions. I'll pop my link, as I said, and that is on my website. So I have a page on my website with a little cover and a picture which you'll see. That's just one way, but I can put that same page link in any blog that I put together, or anyone that's asking that question. I say, oh, would you like a copy of my free guide? I don't put the link straight away. I ask them, I invite them and say, would you like the link? Oh, yes, please. And then you send the link. But it depends. If you're doing like a promotion day, then you can just promote away. But I'm very conscious not to spam Facebook groups, and I don't spam people with here's my link, here's my link, here's my link. I'm not desperate. This is to help you, actually, but you've still got to be careful not to come over as sousy. You're genuinely trying to help, and that's what I am, genuinely trying to help. So speak to you soon, and if you're on my challenge, I'll see you tonight. Bye for now.